Full viewers have sent literally hundreds of thousands to his GoFundMe page. Pretty amusing. A new report, though, by the DOJ's Inspector General exposes just how much McCabe did to justify getting fired. It wasn't random, that's for sure. According to the report, McCabe lied to investigators at least 4 times, 3 of them under oath, trying to cover up his role in leaking information to the Wall Street Journal. The only purpose of those leaks, apparently, was to enhance McCabe's personal reputation at the expense of the agency for which he worked. Kimberly Strassel is on the Wall Street Journal editorial page board, and she joins us tonight. Kim, thanks for coming on. So put this in context for us. I mean, there's always so much cant around something like this. What's the truth about what Andy McCabe did?
So the reason this report is important is because amid all of the confusion and pointing of fingers and everything that has to do with the FBI, this provides meticulous, inarguable details, making the case that Andy McCabe engaged in an unauthorized disclosure to the press and then lied about it, and as you said, 3 times under oath, and therefore really explains why he was appropriately fired. And I think what also matters about this report is that it establishes the IG as a nonpartisan guy who is only interested in getting the facts out there. You cannot argue with this report, and that matters because this is just a piece of what's coming, a small piece of his broader investigation into the handling of the Clinton investigation, which is going to be coming out in May.
So I'm a little confused, having just finished reading a 5-hour transcript of Jim Comey's interview with George Stephanopoulos. I know that the FBI takes lying under oath very seriously, and that's why they had to put public enemy #1, Martha Stewart, behind bars in a federal prison because she lied to the FBI. When do we see the charges against Andy McCabe for lying under oath 3 times?
Yeah, the Department of Justice cannot duck this one. It is going to have to come out and explain to the public either why it's choosing, either it's going to say that it's going to prosecute Andy McCabe for lying to the FBI, or explain why it has a double standard. One standard for average Americans, one standard for everybody else. And then perhaps after it explains that double standard, it can decide that it's going to start holding average Americans to the same standard it holds its own agents and senior leadership.
Where you get to carry a gun with a high-capacity mag wherever you want, arrest people, and lie with impunity? That'd be a totally different country if we lived by the FBI standards, wouldn't it?
Yeah, no, and this is not the first time that this has happened. There's long been questions at the FBI when other people have been found to be cavalier with the truth. They never seem to have the same zeal that they do. Look, there's a half a dozen former members or people associated with the Trump campaign that are going to jail or have been indicted or prosecution facing charges from Bob Mueller for the exact same thing, supposedly lying to the feds.
Oh, I've noticed. That's the main charge, actually. What an amazing story. Kim Strassel, thank you for that. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Well, New York